match in progress between El Santo Negro and Rick Quick Draw McGraw here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. And our guest commentator this week, the exciting cowboy from Amarillo, Texas, Scott Casey.
Thank you, Steve. It's always a pleasure being up here with you. As you can tell, Rick McGraw's got a standing toe hold on El Santo Negro, and you're in a mighty big fix when you've got that on you. He's sure stretching a few ligaments there.
Well, this Rick Quick Draw McGraw, he gets that name Quick Draw because he is very fast. He's built close to the ground, but he's exciting.
I tell you what, for his height, he packs about 230 pounds on his body, and there's all muscle all over him. He was a great amateur wrestler, and he's become a great pro wrestler. Steve, there's a drop toe hold there right out of it. Collar and elbow lock up. He's got the man. He's got both legs crossed now. He's got Santo Negro in a bind right now because there's not much he can do unless he can reverse it or get out of it.
Well, Santo Negro, a very exciting masked wrestler from Mexico, coming into the ring at 225 pounds. And these two guys both have a lot of speed. The referee is Jack Howell here on Southwest Championship Wrestling, and they're wrestling in front of a sellout crowd at the Junction in San Antonio.
That's absolutely right, Steve. You're going to see a lot of scientific type wrestling. I doubt if you're going to see very many blows. These guys respect the name of pro wrestling. They try to wrestle clean, and they're both well liked by the public. Oh, beautiful hip toss by Rick McGraw. I tell you what, the man has got a lot of moves. There you see them both shake. You're going to see a good, clean match, hopefully, but tempers do flare. Let's remember, Steve, it is pro wrestling, and anything can happen when you get two men in the ring.
Yeah, the tempers can get up in a hurry. It's a side headlock by Rick McGraw now on El Santo Negro. They lay on the ropes. McGraw bouncing off the ropes the other way. Shoulder tackle sends El Santo Negro down. Here's McGraw going over El Santo Negro. El Santo Negro throwing for a hip toss, but McGraw reverses it. It's El Santo Negro thrown down with that hip toss.
I tell you what, McGraw's stalking this man like a cat. He knows exactly where he's going to go from one move to the next move, Steve. Collar and elbow lock up. Beautiful leg dive. Tell you what, he's on top of Santo Negro. I think he's got his number. You know, I've said it many times before, Steve. If you've got a hold and it seems to be going for you, then go back to it. If you work on something long enough, you're going to wear your opponent down. Eventually, you may be able to get the pinfall or a submission.
El Santo Negro trying to figure out how to get out of the hammer lock that is being applied to him by Rick Quick Draw McGraw.
No matter how big a man is or how small he is, if you get them off their feet, Steve, they're virtually helpless. Negro's trying to sit out now, does a fairly good job. McGraw's staying right on top of him, just riding him, just like an amateur move. You know, like I said before, McGraw was a great amateur. Negro was a great amateur out of Mexico. Another handshake. They respect each other's ability out there, Steve, which is a pleasant sight to see. Normally you don't see something like that.
That's right, and the fans appreciate it as Negro goes for the leg of McGraw, trying to get him off balance. Oh, he kicks the other one out from underneath him. Drops down onto that knee. Oh, that hurts.
That's right. I guess what's good for the goose is good for the gander, Steve, because Negro was going for the leg just like McGraw went for it. Oh, it looked like a version of a spin-over toe hold.
Steps right inside. If he'd have stepped right around, it'd have been that spinning toe hold. But look at that. He's got the leg lock and at the knee and also at the ankle.
That's right. He's got a good, secure hold on this. But McGraw's a competitor. He's got to figure some way to get out of this. So he's going, whoa, beautiful leg trip. Did a complete 360 on his man. Now he's got the leg.
Oh, you know that knee has got to be hurting. Now Santo Negro yelling in Spanish something. I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know either, but I'm sure it's help. It hurts. Both men are limping a little bit on their legs. They're kind of stalking each other. McGraw is playing a little cagey game there, and he dove for his leg. But like I said before, Negro was a great amateur wrestler in Mexico. They've both become great professional wrestlers. Oh, a double leg dive by Rick McGraw. Tried to pin him. That's the name of the game, Steve.
All right, you got to get in there. You got to try to pin that man. This match scheduled for one fall, the 10-minute time limit.
Looks like he's trying for a half crab, Steve. If you get a half Boston crab, you've really got him in a world of hurt.
Negro kicks him back out of the corner. Grabs him by the arm, whips him across the ring. Oh, he drives in there with that cross body block. McGraw's down. He could be out. Here comes the count. It's, oh, just two.
Well, I tell you what, you see the power of McGraw then? He just virtually lifted him right off the mat. Oh, a reversal here.
Here he goes. He's got him up on the shoulder. Not too many men get out of there, so there's the airplane spin. And now, if he does it, he'll drop back. Right, he does. There it is. Comes the count. 1, 2, 3, and Rick McGraw wins it.
Very good match. Very well performance. These guys wrestle clean, scientifically. It's something we really like to see.
So there you have it. Rick McGraw, the winner over El Santo Negro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Southwest Championship Wrestling, America's #1 wrestling program where you get the finest 1-hour professional wrestling anywhere in the world. What a battle you just saw right there, and don't go away because the big one is about to come. That is the match for the Southwest Tag Team Championship as the Grapplers of Don Carson defend their title against the dynamic duo of Tully, Blanchard, and Gino Hernandez. That's coming up next. We've got other matches, standby matches in case we need them if that match doesn't take up all our TV time. But before then, ladies and gentlemen, you remember last week Commissioner Lou Thez of Southwest Championship Wrestling said he had a very important announcement. Well, earlier today we have this videotape recording of the commissioner from the office of Southwest Championship Wrestling, so let's join Lou Thez.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lou Thez, Commissioner of Southwest Championship Wrestling. Last week, I promised to make a very important announcement. Having devoted my entire life to wrestling, I was fortunate enough to win the undisputed World's Heavyweight Championship on 6 different occasions. The undisputed title is the most important thing in wrestling, my first love. At present, the world has several title claimants. Even some self-centered promoters have created their title claimants for selfish gain. The great sport of wrestling got its start in Roman arenas. There was only one gladiator champion, not several. If wrestling is to be perpetuated with the dignity it so richly deserves, we must correct this travesty on this sport that is so near and dear to my heart. Many state athletic commissioners concur with me that a one-day international tournament will clear the air. The result will give you, the wrestling fan, and me, an undisputed wrestling champion. This beautiful championship belt right here will be awarded to the winner. An undisputed title is so important to me that I'm going to part with my prized heirloom, the original 75-year-old World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship belt. It is in my possession, and that will be a bonus. It will be awarded to the winner of the tournament. I gave this belt to my teenage sons several years ago. However, they agreed with me that it should be awarded to the undisputed heavyweight wrestling champion of the world. Southwest Championship Wrestling is taking bids from the entire world for a time and place of this fantastic tournament that will take place soon. And thank you very much for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this tag team match scheduled for one fall with TV time remaining for the Southwest Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers from Houston, Texas, at 230 pounds, gorgeous Gino Hernandez. And his partner from San Antonio, Texas, at 236 pounds, Tully Blanchard. Their opponents, the fabulous Don Carson, presents from parts unknown with a combined weight of 490 pounds, the Southwest Tag Team Champions, the Grapplers. One fall, TV time remaining.
Well, folks, what you're going to see here tonight is a rarity. I've never seen it done before. The Southwest Tag Team Championship belts are up for grabs. The Grapplers and their manager, Don Carson, is over here coaxing his men. They're going against Tully Blanchard and Gino Hernandez. You've got 4 guys that are just about equal in ability, size, and agility. And I really don't know who to root for in this match, Steve, because you've got the champions, you've got the former champions. Both teams will do anything in their power to win these belts. And this is a rarity. It's never been done before on television.
I know, and they had that big challenge last week, and I didn't think the Grapplers would accept it, but Don Carson says he'll accept any challenge. He took it here. Right now, it's the Grappler #1 going against gorgeous Gino Hernandez. Oh, Jack Howe really getting on the Grappler.
I tell you what, when it's a championship match like this, you know Jack's going to be extra sharp. As I can see, Grappler #1's in there. He's always an aggressive type wrestler, a go behind, a takedown, a sit out by Gino. Grappler staying on him, but Gino wisely goes to the ropes and trips the Grappler. Typical move by one Gino Hernandez.
You know, you're watching a championship match. It's not too often you see one on television with the titles on the line. Southwest Championship Wrestling, we give you the best.
Absolutely, Steve. You've got Tully, Blanchard, and grappler number 2 in there. These guys are virtually the same size, all 4 of them.
Oh, what a fist. Oh.
Change blows and look like Tully got the worst end of it. The grapplers are out there. They want to keep these belts, Steve. They're a cherished, coveted thing, and they're not about to give them up easily. I tell you what, these men are out there fighting fire with fire.
Well, the grapplers talking over that Don Carson has given them instructions. He's given plenty of instructions before they got in the ring. Tully Blanchard and Gino Hernandez, they've wrestled together, I guess, 5, 6, 7 years. They know each other move. Here you see a full Nelson being applied by grappler number 2. Hernandez comes in. Oh, and the grappler turned him around, and Hernandez hit his own man.
That's absolutely right. Anything can happen in pro wrestling. It's the quickest sport known to man, and it's the oldest sport known to man, and I tell you what, it's the greatest sport as far as I'm concerned. Here you see these grapplers work as a team. One held Tully while the other one belted him. A big flying elbow by the grappler number 1 sends Tully's crashing to the floor.
Oh, head slammed into that turnbuckle. Grappler number 1 with a snap mare has Blanchard down the center of the ring, an elbow. Here comes a count. Just one. Blanchard quickly kicking out of there. I think he'd like to tag out the Gino.
I think he would too, but you know, you can't underestimate Tully Blanchard. This guy's got it all together. You may not like the way he wrestles, or you may not like the way the other 3 wrestle. But as far as Tully goes, he knows where he's at all the time. He's real conscious, but he's in a bind right now. They've got him hooked. They're working on him. They're working on that back now. Big elbows.
I don't want to take away from this match, Scott, but that message that Lou Thez gave us just a moment ago, trying to unify the World Wrestling Championship, I think that's the most exciting announcement I've ever heard in professional wrestling.
So have I. I was really amazed, and I was happy to hear it happen. It couldn't have happened at a better place than right here.
Okay, Blanchard, oh! His shoulder thrown into the turnbuckle. Grappler number 2 comes over after him. Blanchard trying to make a comeback to get rid of him. He wants to get out of there. Does he make it? Yes, he makes it, and Gino Hernandez comes in. I can't really tell who the fans are for because it's a constant yell inside the junction.
That's absolutely right. Looks like Gino's holding his own against both of them. This guy's something else. You get him wound up, it's hard to unwind him. He's throwing elbows, feet, everything he possibly can.
Boy, he's doing a good job on the grapplers. An elbow at the top of the head. Grappler number 2 hits the mat. Hernandez with a lot of damage on the grapplers. Grabs number 2, whips him across the ring. Well, he went in front for a backflip, but the grappler had enough left to get a kick, and he tags out. In comes grappler number 1.
I tell you what, these grapplers work well as a team. But as you see, Gino got out of the trouble too. He tagged out. He's getting Tully Blanchard in. Gino goes for a leg.
There you saw Tully do a smart thing, though. He knew the grappler was hot, so he stayed back, trying to cool the grappler down a little bit. Get him to calm down, get the heat off of him.
That's absolutely right. These guys are stalking each other. Tully's biding his time right now, and a big knee to the stomach sends a grappler to the mat. Boy, I hit him right in the solar plexus.
A little punching there, I believe.
A little punch or a chop to the throat. It had to go to the throat the way the grappler's laying there in pain. Tully's going up on a second rope. He knows the top rope's automatic DQ and comes off with a big elbow, drops another elbow on him. 1, almost a 2 count on him.
Well, I about picked up the cheers now. I believe the people are actually cheering for Tully Blanchard and Gino Hernandez against the grappler. I have never heard them cheer for Tully Blanchard before, but they're doing it here.
Neither have I, Steve. It's amazing. I tell you what, there's a lot of electricity and excitement in the air. You can see these people, it's almost, you can see the excitement. The people are chanting, "Go home, Carson."
The grapplers in the ring now. It's grappler number 1.
He's got his double elbow locked there. Got both elbows locked up.
Tully Blanchard out of the ring now. It's Gino Hernandez in. He covers up the grappler. As we pick up the action, grappler number 1 in the ring. Grappler number 2 is trying to get up on that top rope. He comes over the top, I believe, but the referee, did he get on the top rope, Scott?
It looked like he did to me, but the referee didn't catch it. It would have been an automatic disqualification. Gino had a front face lock on him. Now Tully's coming in. He's working that grappler over. They're exchanging blows left and right. Grappler didn't want any more. He rakes the eyes of Tully. Huge elbow. And He's going for the, whoa, the throat. Slammed his fist right in that mat. He comes back, regains his composure. They've got Tully in a bind right now.
Grappler number 1 tags in. Grappler number 2 holds him. You can see the tag team work here. Here comes Blanchard bouncing off the ropes. Clotheslined him. Oh, he clotheslined him. He may have got him out.
1, 2. Oh, Tully kicks out.
Here comes the other grappler now. This is 2 tagging back in. They have got Tully Blanchard the bad way right here.
They're like a well-oiled machine, Steve. Dropping knees, dropping elbows, everything they possibly can do. And the people are actually hollering, Tully, Tully. They want to see him get out of this.
I can't believe it. They're yelling for Tully Blanchard.
I can't believe it either. I wouldn't have believed it unless I'd have seen it and heard it with my own eyes.
Well, I'm not taking anything away from Tully. Don't get me wrong. He's an exciting wrestler, but the fans don't like some of the things he does.
That's absolutely right, Steve.
I'd just soon watch him as anybody in the ring because he is excitement.
Oh, reverse neck breaker. That should have taken a lot of steam out of Tully, but he kicks out. The guy's got a lot of intestinal fortitude. I don't care what anybody says. I don't like his style, but he's giving it his all. Both these teams are. They know that the Southwest Tag Team belts are up, and I tell you what, either team could come out of this match with the belts because they're both capable. They're both great tag teams. But look at Don Carson down there chanting. He's got these guys honed in. He knows their every move. He works out with these guys religiously every day. Tully's inching his way back over to the corner. The tag is made. Gino comes in.
Is the referee going to let him stay? No, he didn't see the tag.
Referee doesn't see the tag.
Here's a switch on the other side, Scott.
I tell you, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and these guys will do it, either team. Another big elbow. He's got Tully in a bad way. Tully's fighting back, though.
There's the tag now. Gino Hernandez in. Hernandez grabs grappler number 2. Elbows to the back of the neck. Hernandez whips a grappler. Drop kick. Oh, he got high in the air.
Drop kick. He must have got 6 foot up in the air with that.
He kicked out.
The grappler tries for a tag. Gino's got him by the mask, slams his head into the turnbuckle, and in comes Tully.
Tully Blanchard reaches up and grabs him as the grappler tries to knock him off. Tully throws a knee. Tully has him up for a bad breaker. He's got him down. Here's a count, and it's 2, and the grappler kicks out. That's grappler number 2. Here's a tag the other way. Tully Blanchard is holding him. There was a tag.
Yeah.
Oh, the grappler ducked. Tully Blanchard knocked out. Tully Blanchard knocked down on the apron. Hernandez trying to be slammed. He moves in behind the grappler. Oh, they knocked Blanchard off. He's rolled him up. Hernandez had him rolled up for a 3 count. Gino Hernandez got him rolled up for a 3 count. 1, 2, 3.
Our new tag team champions. Tully Blanchard, Gino Hernandez. The place is bedlam and chaos and pandemonium. All 3 rolled up together.
There's the belts being given to Gino Hernandez. He hands one to Tully Blanchard. Oh, Blanchard hits him with it. Blanchard hits him with a belt. I can't believe it.
In the face.
Tully Blanchard has turned on Gino Hernandez. What's going on? Look at this.
Tully's going crazy on him.
Gino just won the championship, and now he's turned on him.
Championship, he turned on him. He looks like he's bleeding from his forehead. The grapplers are standing here. They don't know what's going on. I can't believe this.
I can't either. Tully Blanchard going after Hernandez, and here comes, oh, Hernandez. Blanchard bails out of the way. Now it's the 2 grapplers on him.
The grapplers are after him. They both are in there. They're both beating on him, and Gino is bleeding profusely from the head, dropping knees on the guy, just doing everything they can. And here's the
They're going after him. Remember, Tully Blanchard, Gino Hernandez have just won the Southwest Tag Team Championship. No, Scott, you don't need to get down there. There's enough. Well, there goes Hernandez making his comeback. Oh, the grapplers get out of the way. Gino Hernandez won the championship. His partner turned on him. So there you have it. Gino Hernandez and Tully Blanchard, the new Southwest Tag Team Champions. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. Look at the people are standing up and cheering and yelling for Gino Hernandez. His heart. Look, listen to this. Listen to the crowd. They love it. They love it. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of exciting Southwest Championship Wrestling right after this. Our next match this evening scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Istanbul, Turkey, weighing in at 255 pounds, Ali Bey, the Turk. The Turk. And his opponent from Round Rock, Texas, coming in at 285 pounds, the Southwest heavyweight champion, Bob Sweetan. Sweetan, one fall, 10 minutes.
You've got the Southwest heavyweight champion, Bob Sweetan, here going against Ali Bey, the Turk. Both of these men are very big, very exciting, and very, very rugged. I tell you what, the Turk was a great Olympic wrestler. Sweetan was a great Canadian amateur wrestler. These guys will go at it tooth and toenail. You've got one man who's got a lot of pride on his side because of the belt, another man who's got a lot of pride because he's from a different country and he knows that if he wins this belt, he's got all the prestige.
Well, Scott, as we watch this match, I want to remind all the fans, I can't believe what happened a minute ago.
I can't.
Gino Hernandez wins the championship. Tully Blanchard comes up and beats him up with a belt, then hauls out of the ring.
I wouldn't have believed it unless I had seen it myself, Steve. And there it was, taped live on TV, and these guys were just like they were like two fighting dogs going after each other, Steve. It's just unbelievable.
Well, Scott, if the fans at home are wondering why I've been dubbing as a ring announcer tonight, our ring announcer, Sam Menaker, is back in Springfield, Illinois, having a knee operation. We hope to have him back very soon.
That's right. Whoa. Oh, man, what you saw there, the rope broke. Bob Sweetan, the champion, is in a world of trouble. Sometimes when you get a man 285 pounds down like that, when he hits those ropes, anything can happen. The Turk sees his advantage, and he's like a wild dog going after Sweetan because he knows the man is hurt, he's in trouble. He knows if he can beat him on TV, he can go to the top.
I don't know which one of those broke. I'm trying to look.
The middle rope there that broke when he hit it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see which turnbuckle. They're trying to tighten it back up. It just seemed like one of them must have stripped out or something.
Well, you got 285 pounds hitting at full speed. Anything can possibly happen. The Turk is going after Sweetan, and I haven't seen Bob in this kind of predicament in a long time. He's hurt. He's hurt bad. He's coming up slow. The Turk's pulling out all the stops. He's coming at him like a wild dog, Steve, and I tell you what, he wants to win this match so bad. You can see the expression in his face, the look in his eyes. If Sweetan can get his composure back, then he can come back because he is a rugged, rugged individual. He wouldn't be the Southwest heavyweight champion.
Sweetan knocked back in the corner. The Turk stays on him, but Sweetan comes up with a punch. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Gino Hernandez has made his way up here. Gino,
Blanchard, if you're listening, I don't care about no tag team titles. The dynamic duo is dead. Now the final thing. It's time to destroy you and to prove to all these people that they've been right all along. Because Tully Blanchard, like I said, the dynamic duo's gone. I know you better than anybody, Tully Blanchard, and I'm gonna make it up to myself. There's only two goals I got in life from here on out. That's to earn the respect of all these people, and most importantly of all, to destroy you, you low-life little weasel.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gino Hernandez throwing the belts down. And I can't say that I blame him, Scott, for what he said. He wants to destroy Tully Blanchard. I can't blame him.
I can't either. I'm almost speechless, Steve. But I can see his point quite readily because the man was brutally attacked, and it's just unbelievable.
You know what got me, Scott? The crowd has been buzzing all night long, and when he started talking, you could hear a needle drop here at the jungle.
You could have heard a pin drop right there. It was unbelievable. It looks like Bob, if we get back to this match, if anything else happens, I don't know.
The Turk choking him with that rope that's been knocked down.
He's choking him with that rope, and he really hurt Bob, or Bob hurt himself when he hit those ropes a while ago. And his tongue's sticking out. He looks like he's turning a little blue right now. You just don't know what's going to happen. Look at that expression on the Turk's face.
Oh, boy, he looks about half goofy right now, as Terry Funk would say, you know.
He is a little goofy, and he's got him. Look at the referee. He's pulling with his hair, trying to get him off of the man. It's just unbelievable. He's counting. If he could get him off of him, maybe Sweet Tan can come back. I don't know. He just...
I want you to know, the referee, Jack Howe, is in very great pain. He caught a knee in the back from one of the grapplers during that tag team match, and Jack is working under stress right here.
That's right. Yeah, it seems like everybody's under stress. But Bob is a tough competitor. He's coming back. He's not going to give up. Boom! Huge right blow to the head. He finally got it together. Wham! Another one to the jaw. He's just conditioning out some of the medicine that the Turk gave him, and he's not going to let up. If I know Sweet Tan, he knows that he was hurt that first, and if he stops it, the Turk can come back. You're looking at a couple of guys that are anywhere from 270 to 285 pounds. A big drop kick by Bob Sweet Tan. That's 285 pounds going up in the air like that.
Sweet Tan reaches down, grabs the Turk by the hair.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God, here comes a pile driver. Can he get him up?
I don't know. He's got him hooked right now.
You know, Scott, I know you've seen a lot of matches. You've been around a lot of professional wrestling, but the excitement in the air tonight is more than I've ever seen in any arena anywhere in the world.
Well, Steve, I've been wrestling a long time, but I know I've never seen excitement like this. And the people are just buzzing. There's electricity in the air. They see in this match. They're not believing what they saw before with Tully and Gino.
Up, he ducked underneath that. Excuse me, Scott. Cross body block, 285 pounds on top of him. There's no way he's going to get up.
Beautiful. Sweet Tan came back. That's the competitor in the man. That's why he's the champion.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Sweet Tan, the winner over Ali Bey the Turk, and we'll be back with more Southwest Championship Wrestling right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commissioner of Southwest Championship Wrestling, Lou Thez. And Lou, I want to congratulate you on that announcement you made earlier concerning the World's Championship, but it seems like we've got another controversy brewing concerning the Southwest Tag Team Championship.
Well, the only decision I could possibly make, Steve, was to vacate the title because of the things that occurred in the ring. We got a definite personality clash between two people here. Let's go and run it over again. Let's see what it's all about, and then come back and we'll talk about it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take you back to what happened earlier here today on Southwest Championship Wrestling, a tag team match for the Tag Team Championship. Let's watch. Grabs him as a grappler tries to knock him off. Tully throws a knee. Tully has him up for a bad breaker. He's got him down. Here's a count, and it's 2, and the grappler kicks out. That's grappler number 2. Here's a tag the other way. Tully Blanchard is holding him. There was a tag. Yeah. Oh, the grappler ducked. Tully Blanchard knocked out. Tully Blanchard knocked down on the apron. Hernandez trying to be slammed. He moves in behind the grappler. Oh, they knocked Blanchard off. He's rolled him up. Hernandez had him rolled up for a 3 count. Gino Hernandez got him rolled up for a 3 count. 1, 2, 3.
A new tag team champions. Tully Blanchard, Gino Hernandez. The place is bedlam and chaos and pandemonium. All 3 rolled up together.
There's the belts being given to Gino Hernandez. He hands one to Tully Blanchard. Oh, Blanchard hits him with it. Blanchard hits him with a belt. I can't believe it.
In the face.
Tully Blanchard has turned on Gino Hernandez. What's going on? Look at this.
Tully's going crazy on him.
Gino just won the championship, and now he's turned on him.
Championship, he turned on him. He looks like he's bleeding from his forehead. The grapplers are standing here. They don't know what's going on. I can't believe this.
I can't either. Tully Blanchard going after Hernandez, and here comes, Hernandez. Blanchard bails out of the way. Now it's the 2 grapplers on him.
The grapplers are after him. They both are in there. They're both beating on him, and Gino is bleeding profusely from the head, dropping knees on the guy, just doing everything they can. And here's the
They're going after him. Remember, Tully Blanchard, Gino Hernandez have just won the Southwest Tag Team Championship. No, Scott, you don't need to get down there. There's enough. Well, there goes Hernandez making his comeback. Oh, the grapplers get out of the way. Gino Hernandez won the championship. His partner turned on him. Well, Lou, I know you've been around professional wrestling a long time, and things like this you usually don't see in a professional wrestling ring against 2 professionals.
Well, you certainly don't, even in spite of the fact that wrestlers are rough, tough fellows, and they are great athletes. Most of them like each other, but when a personality clash, really an acute one, occurs, anything can happen, and that's what happened tonight. And I think the only way to solve this whole situation is to have a one-day tournament and I decree that's what we're going to do. That's the only way we can handle this situation, Steve, and we'll have to announce that later because we don't know exactly when we're going to do it yet.
Well, I'm sure you'd like to have that tournament at the most earliest possible date.
Right now it'd be fine, but we just don't have it put together yet, but it's going to have to be done, and the tournament will be announced soon.
Okay, so what you're doing is inviting all tag team combinations to get their entries in because the Southwest Championship tag team titles are vacated.
I'm inviting everyone from all over the world because there's some pretty swift guys around the world, and this should really be a fantastic tournament.
Well, I know you'll want to be on hand for that tournament. With the decisions we've got going around the world concerning professional wrestling today, it seems like every day it's something new, something comes up, and this is just another one of those big highlights.
Well, that's the role I'll have to play, of course, and I'll be here to pay attention because I want to see what's happening.
Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Commissioner Lou Thez has declared the Southwest Tag Team Championship titles vacated because of what you just saw here on Southwest Championship Wrestling, and has also declared that at the earliest possible date, and we'll announce that date for you next week, there will be a one-night tag team tournament, the winners to be the new Southwest Tag Team Champions. So don't go away. We'll be back with more of the excitement of Southwest Championship Wrestling from the Junction in San Antonio, Texas, right after this. This match scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Dunlap, Kansas, weighing in at 265 pounds, the Hangman, Bobby Jaggers. His opponent from Portland, Oregon, coming in at 228 pounds, Frank Monte. One fall, 10 minutes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the most popular wrestler contest is still going on. It's still in effect, so send in your votes. We've been getting a real good response from that. We'd like to hear more from you. We've got Bobby Jaggers, the Hangman from Kansas, against Frank Monte. These guys are both ring veterans. They know what's going on. As you can see, Jaggers uses a little leverage, puts his foot over the rope, and he's going to stalk his man, but Monte's no slouch either. These guys are both fantastic wrestlers. Whoa. He's got a hold of the man. He took him over. Beautiful move. Jaggers backs him into the rope, goes for a hip toss. Monte hangs on. He's still got that arm. He's going to work on that arm. Looks to me, yes, he jags him back out into the middle of the ring, and he is going to do some damage to that arm.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we'll invite you to Southwest Championship Wrestling, held every Monday night at the Junction, San Antonio, Texas. It's located at 1704 Blanco Road. If you're in town, no matter where you live in the United States or in foreign countries, we hear from all over the world nowadays. Come on by and see us at the Junction on Monday nights. And Scott, we got a tremendous crowd on hand tonight.
I tell you what, it really is. It's springtime down here, and it feels like summertime. And these guys, they're both big men. Jaggers 265, Monte's about 230, and they're both moving like middleweights. Big arm drag by Frank Monte. He's hanging on that arm. You know, and I've said it many times before, and I'll say it again, Steve. If you're going to beat an opponent, you've got to wear him down, and you might as well stay with one hold instead of switching around. That way you can wear the man down, and maybe he'll submit or get that pinfall.
I can't believe what happened earlier today on Southwest Championship Wrestling. The chance to wear the Tag Team Championship belts for the dynamic duo. Tully Blanchard goes crazy. Beats the heck out of Gino Hernandez with a belt, and then Gino makes his comeback, and of course Tully bails out. Oh boy, I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't either, Steve. It's just, like I said before, they've never had a tag team championship match on television before, and I've never seen two guys that were any closer than Tully and Gino. All of a sudden, just out of the clear blue, depart friendship. But I can see why. I mean, if I got smashed in the head with a belt like that, you know, and ripped my head open,
all she wrote.
Yeah, it really. And I can see Gino's point. I don't blame the man a bit. And time will tell what happens to all this, because these guys look like are brutal, bitter enemies now.
Jaggers with that flying elbow as he drops down across Frank Monte. Now he drops a knee across the chest. Jaggers has him covered up. Monte kicks out to count of two. The big Hangman from Kansas. You've had your problems with him. You know, it seems like everywhere you go, he's standing around mouthing you just a little bit, Scott.
Well, words aren't going to kill you. They may kind of make you burn a little bit around the ears. But our day will come. Right now, Frank Monte looks like he's in a world of hurt. Jaggers gave him a big fist right upside the head, and he's going for a big elbow right across the side of the neck, and he covers him. One thing you can say about these ring veterans, when they're in there, if they get a man down on the mat, they try to beat him 1, 2, 3. Because, Steve, that's the name of the game. Let's beat your opponent.
Jaggers in behind with a face lock, holding on to Frank Monte.
reverse chin lock there, Steve. He's got it in pretty secure. Looks like, whoa.
A little hair pulling. There's your friend Jaggers.
Well, I wouldn't call him a friend, Steve. He is a competitor. He's tough. You may not like the way the man wrestles. You may not like his style, but he is tough, or else he wouldn't be on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Right now, he's got Frank Monte in that reverse chin lock, and he's hanging on. You can see the whites of his knuckles there, because Monte is a very powerfully built, strong man. He gives Jaggers a couple of elbows, a big tackle, goes for another one. An elbow to the chest sends Monte flying. That's 265 pounds of Jaggers hitting 230 pounds of Monte, and that weight advantage sure comes in handy sometime.
Knee to the side of the head as Monte dropped back down to the knees. Jaggers goes back in behind, holds onto that chin.
That's right. Like I said before, he goes right back to the same hole. He's working on that hole. He's going to loosen that neck up or loosen his head up, one or the other. I don't know for sure, Steve, but right now he's got him down there. A big elbow right across the forehead from Jaggers. Another one right across the forehead. Monte keeps his composure long enough to kick him off. He knows he's got to get on his feet. Oh, he came to life all of a sudden. Wham, a big elbow.
Drop kick.
Drop kick.
Count of two, and Jaggers kicks out. Monte grabs him again.
All he needs is one more.
Oh, and Jaggers kicks him down.
That's right. He put a big boot right up the side of his head.
Monte thought he got by with it once. He tried again. Here comes Jaggers bouncing Monte off the rope. There's the clothesline. Big hangman.
265 pounds. Boom. Big elbow. 1, 2, 3.
There you have it, Scott. The hangman from Kansas, Bobby Jaggers, the winner over Frank Monte here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Stay tuned because we'll be back with Terry Funk right after this. The hangman, Bobby Jaggers, who just entered another victory on his side of the ledger here on Southwest Championship Wrestling.
Well, you know something, Steve Stacks? Just like I've told these people and I've proven to people all over the world, Daddy, when I come here to tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. I come out here, now, Bob Sweethead, I'm issuing to you, brother, and you better listen to me and listen to me good. I am going to be the new Southwest Heavyweight Champion when I wrestle you, Sweethead, and you know it. That little ball of fear in your stomach's got awful big lately, Sweethead. Now I want to talk about the undisputed world's heavyweight champion, right? Daddy, I'm going to take my cowboy hat and I'm going to throw it right in the ring. You know, Kansas has never had its own world's champion. I think it'd be darn good for me to take that belt right at the Topeka to the Capitol and put it right on Governor Carlin's lap. Well, I got news for you. There's another thing going on here. You got people that can't get along with each other. Gino and Tully. Well, you know something? The Grapplers got beat. Now there's going to be a tournament for that, right? Well, you know something, Steve Stacks, you've known me for a while. The people out here know me. I have a couple cousins running around that are pretty fair wrestlers, right? R.T. Tyler, Avalanche Tyler. What if I bring one of my cousins in here? Then we start running a little roughshod, you understand? We start doing it Kansas Cowboy style. You know, there's a lot of people around the world are asking me questions. They're saying, Bobby Jaggers, I'm in the airport in Denver. Bobby Jaggers, when is Texas wrestling coming to Denver? When's Texas wrestling coming all over the world? Well, I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking right now at the greatest wrestler you'll ever see in your life. I'm 6'2". I weigh 265 pounds, and I'm a born-bred Kansan, Daddy, and I can darn sure back up everything I say. Like I say, there's a lot of people running around here right now that are starting to run scared. There's going to be quite a few more. There's going to be a couple hospital beds that might get some people in them. I got news for you. I'm issuing it, Daddy. I am the man. I want the belts. I want them all. The world's belt, the Southwest belt, and both tag belts, and I'll get them, Stacks.
Thank you very much. The hangman from Kansas, Bobby Jaggers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, earlier you heard the announcement from Lou Thez concerning the World's Heavyweight Championship. We have this videotape now from a former World's Champion, Terry Funk.
I've been sitting here at the junction, doggone it, thinking about the most important announcement in wrestling history, at least in the last 20 years, possibly longer. Since my father has been wrestling, I've never heard of anything of this magnitude. What makes it so important is all of you fans realize that there has been some claims and claimants around the country, several claiming the same title. I'm talking about the World's Heavyweight Championship. And Lou Thez, the commissioner of Southwest Championship Wrestling, and the commission has come up with a super idea. they have decided to have an open tournament to invite all the top wrestlers, all the top contenders, and all of the champions that they can possibly get a hold of, if they can get a hold of them, and invite them to compete in a one-night tournament. That's a finalist in a one-night tournament. And when they meet, there will only be one champion at the end of that night. And he will be recognized by Lou Thez and Southwest Championship Wrestling as the world's heavyweight champion. Now, this is a very important thing to me, and I want you people to know that old Terry Funk and his brother Dory Funk Jr. would like to put their names in the hopper, because I would like to be called the only world's heavyweight wrestling champion today. That's a dream of mine, and I know it's a dream of every other professional wrestler in the country today. Thank you very much.
Like I said, he's got a lot of desire, and he's hanging in there.
Big backflip. Tonga John, when he flips you, he really flips you into the air.
You better believe it. You go a good 7 feet up in the air. You can see the pain on Eric's face right now. He's experienced a little reality in there in professional wrestling. It's a brutal, brutal sport.
Knee from Tonga John doubles him up right in the center of the ring. Now he dives in there with that 285 pounds. There's a count. Eric Embry kicks out to count of 2.
I tell you what, the kid's got a lot of heart, and he's learned a lot in the few weeks that Sweetan has been working with him. Another knee just stops him dead cold right in his track. You can see the air come right out of him then. Tonga knows he's got him softened up, and he's going to stay with it.
Rakes the fingers around the eyes. Now he reaches in for a body slam. Throws him to the mat. Tonga John looking as well as I've seen him look in the ring. Going up on that center rope.
He's learned a lot too. Boom!
Oh! Embry, get out of the way.
He just barely got out of the way on that one. If he hadn't, it'd have been mashed potatoes right there.
Big forearm. Drop kick.
You bet, Steve. He's coming alive. He knows he's got the man in trouble. He's got him covered. 1.
Tonga John kicked out.
He kicked out. What a tough, rugged couple of guys you got in here, Steve. But like I said before many times, if you're not tough, you're not rugged. Whoa!
He snatched him.
1, 2, 3.
And he got him. Oh, Eric Embry with a nice snatch. Rolled him up. 1, 2, 3.
And if you're not tough, you don't belong on Southwest Championship Wrestling.
Thanks,
Steve.
Scott, for coming by. See you next week.
My pleasure.
Scott Casey now leaving us here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. And Eric Embry, the winner, over Tonga John in a nice move. And up here with me, the Southwest Heavyweight Champion, Bob Sweetan. And Bob, what excitement today.
Well, I guess my little bit of teaching I done with Embry is paying off. He's starting to look a little bit better. There's a lot of things happening on Southwest Championship Wrestling, things that people never expected or anticipated, things that are catching the wrestling world by storm.
What did you think about Tully, Blanchard, and Gino Hernandez?
Well, maybe now, finally, the people out there are going to believe me when I tell them that Tully Blanchard has to be the lowest snake in the world. This is a man that is as low can be. I've been harping on this for months and months, and people look at me and say, well, no, not Tully Blanchard, clean-cut All-American boy next door. He wouldn't be that kind of a nasty individual. Well, the people just saw right here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Well, a great hour for the people to watch at home. They saw exactly what kind of a man he was. He turned on his partner. These two people have been together for years.
That's right.
I mean, when you thought of one, you automatically thought of the other, right?
That's right.
Now, for somebody to turn on a person like that, that's almost as bad as having one brother turn on another. You know, it's something that you would expect from a person like Tully Blanchard, as well as I know him, because I know him quite well from the times I've been in the ring. But now let's get to another subject. An undisputed world's heavyweight champion. This means that the wrestling world is finally going to get one king and one king only. Now the belt, the world's heavyweight championship belt, is going to mean more to any wrestler than anything else in the world, because it's going to be the most prestigious and the most honorable thing that a wrestler can win in this sport. And I want to give warning to everybody right now. My name's in the hat. I want to be in there. I want to be in that tournament.
Then again, maybe I can get myself a partner and be in that tag team. There's so many opportunities for anybody on Southwest Championship Wrestling. It's just great. I'm glad to be here, Steve.
Thank you, Bob, for being. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for Southwest Championship Wrestling today. Till next week, Steve Stack saying so long from the Junction.
We'll see you then.